without the neck brace. I am feeling a little pain. They told me that if it gets too painful, put the neck brace back on. Wanted to come on quickly. Dr. James Perkins, Rabbi Konevsky, Rabbi Nolan, Pastor Terry Wilson, and others to just share with you what I'm reading right now. Leaders eat last. Leaders eat last. By Simon Sinek. Why some teams pull together and others don't. A lot of pastors and rabbis now will share with you their playlists, what they're listening to, but I'm more interested in what you're reading than I am what you're playing. All right. Jaba, Jews and Blacks Association. Let's get this thing launched. Let's get it off the ground. I am very, very aware of the fact that most of the people that I deal with, that God has blessed me to in some way be a part of your life. We are all busy. I know what it's like to leave before sunrise, to get home after sundown, to be so exhausted sometimes from housing the homeless and taking care of the least of these, our brothers, that the only thing you can do is get in the shower, say your prayers, and go to bed. I know what that's like. And I know that when you're when you're leading a synagogue that is big, that is busy, it can take a lot of time. I know that when you're pastoring, like Dr. James Perkins is, it can take a lot of time. But I also know this, anything that is important to you, you will make time for that thing. Need I say any more? Those of you who are interested in revitalizing connection between Jews and Blacks that enabled Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. and the civil rights movement to make the major achievements and to impact the nation and impact the world the way they did. If you're interested, we need you. And we don't need everybody. We just need, what does that movie say? A few good men and a few good women. If you are a rabbi, if you are a black pastor or parishioner, and because I don't believe in discrimination, I won't exclude anybody. I mean, if Catholic priests want to participate, Catholic lay people want to participate, white people, whoever, the door is open. But the main focus is on Jews and Blacks. So if you are a rabbi and you can get one or two of your congregants, just one or two of them. If you are a pastor like Dr. James Perkins, pastor of True Friendship Baptist Church, who I know supports this effort, and if Pastor Perkins can just bring one or two of his members, if Pastor Terry Wilson can bring one or two of his members, let's get together. Have a meeting. If it's only 12 people, I'm happy. And yes, eventually you can do all of this stuff on Zoom, or a lot of it on Zoom. But sometimes you need to have bodies in the place. And you cannot convince me that most of us can't make time once every in the flesh meeting. Talk about what's going on in our church. Talk about what's going on in our synagogue. Exchange phone numbers and just be friends. It's pretty simple, isn't it? We don't have to have a lot of lofty goals. Let it develop as it is. And those of us who can't make it in the flesh, we'll join by Zoom. And it'll really be that simple. And I often tell a story. A Catholic priest called me once. I had befriended him, and we met. I just went out of my way to meet him. And the thing is, when you're doing this kind of thing, you can't always expect for people to reciprocate, and everybody can't reciprocate on the same level. In other words, if I were to visit a synagogue Saturday, which is Sabbath, I can't expect that rabbi to come to Yes We Can at our service. You want to know why? Because Yes We Can Worship Center meets when? Friday night, 7 o'clock p.m. For Jews, the Sabbath begins at sundown on Friday. Orthodox Jews don't drive cars on Sabbath. So I can't expect for Rabbi Konevsky to be at my church this Friday night. So it's not about tit for tat. It's just about being there for me if I need you and vice versa. So this priest called me and said, I'd like to talk to you about something in confidence. And he said to me concisely, sometimes you need to talk to someone that's not directly in your circle, who you don't see every day, who's not a part of what you're doing. and he shared something with me. He talked for 20 minutes. When he finished, I probably replied in 5 minutes or less, and he wept and told me how cathartic it was, how much of a catharsis it was to be able to speak with me, and I'll take his secret to the grave. That's friendship. That's all Jaba, Jews and Blacks Association, is about. Mainly, friendship. I tell this story, powerhouse lawyer, super lawyer David Nimmer is a copyright expert, world-renowned on that issue. Concisely, my YouTube channel, the one you're watching me on right now, was suspended for a year and a half for something that I had nothing to do with. We wrote letters, we called, we emailed, we did everything we could. Even got a personal injury lawyer to write a letter, threatened to sue them if they didn't put the channel back up. Never heard a word from Google. When you're that big, that rich, that bad, you don't have to reply if you don't want to reply. Never heard a word back. Orthodox Jewish lawyer, David Nimmer, I told him about it. He sent an email to Google on a Sunday. A Sunday. He got a response back Sunday evening. By Wednesday, my YouTube channel had been restored. You want to know why? Because I didn't know the person, but I knew somebody who knew somebody. That's what friends are for. David happened to know the chief counsel for Google. Google owns YouTube. David got it fixed just like that. We're friends. Jews and Blacks Association. If you'd like to have some friends who don't look like you, who don't always think like you, and may not worship like you, if you'd like to have some friends and help revitalize the spirit and the connection between Jews and Blacks, then we want your participation. You don't have to be a rabbi. You can be just a Jewish person, and you can be a rabbi. You don't have to be a pastor. You can be a Christian parishioner. You don't have to be a pastor. And if you happen to be Catholic or white or somebody else and you just want to come in and, as they would say, get in where you fit in, that's okay too. Send me an email, Jaba.interfaith.community@gmail.com. Jaba.interfaith, interfaith, .community@gmail.com. Waiting to hear from you. Let's get together. Can I give it to you one more time? Jaba.interfaith.community@gmail.com. We are stronger. We are better together. I am excited. I am excited. I am so excited. I wish I could move my neck a little bit more, but I'll get there. I am excited. I am excited. I am excited. Thank you, Rabbi Konevsky. Thank you, Dr. James Perkins. Thank you, Rabbi Nolan Leibowitz. On and on and on. And thank you to my church, Yes We Can Worship Center. YesWeCanWorshipCenter.org. If you'd like to see where we are with our Tiny Homes Project, you don't have to, but if you'd like to take a look, just go to the tinyhomesproject.com. God bless you. Send me an email. Tell me that I am on board. Keep the faith, everybody. Do me a favor. If you're Jewish, share this video with your synagogue. Share it with your fellow congregants. Share it with fellow Jews. If you're a Christian, share it with your fellow Christians also. Okay? Keep the faith, everybody. Keep the faith.